Yeah, I mean, I've been called dumb once or twice in my life. I'll show you. You ready?
You did tell me you were going to beatbox. I didn't believe you. I still don't really believe you. Like, I believe you think you're beatboxing.
Yeah, I'm just trying to put like some
Oh,
melodies.
put some stank on it?
Yeah, with some melodies in the background, really get this thing jumping.
It's a beatbox, not a melody box.
Yeah, melody, beat, just keep it flowing. What's going on, everybody? Welcome in. I'm Nick.
I'm Kevin.
We are the Two Dumb Idiots. Appreciate you guys hanging out. We are celebrating today. We hit 300 people on Instagram. We're celebrating all week from that. And
all month, all year, until we get to 400, then we'll celebrate that.
Celebrate that whole month. Welcome in. It's your first time. I can't imagine it is, but appreciate you guys hanging out with us on a Thursday.
Yeah, it's your first time here. I'm very impressed you're already in.
You're on time. You're ready to roll.
30 seconds into this thing. Let's go.
Yeah. If you've never been with us before, I don't know. You know, today we're going to do everything.
Buckle up.
Buckle up. Today we're going to do everything. We got positive stories. We got
negative stories. Neutral stories.
We got left stories, right stories, text stories.
Up stories, down stories.
Rock stories.
3-story buildings.
I feel like Willy Wonka. I go sideways and upways and downways. Now, we're going to have a blast today. Today, if you guys have tuned into the show before, we normally have maybe some kind of a through line or something big that dominates the show. Today, we were just so inundated with so many stories that we wanted to talk about.
I decided on our through line.
I can't wait for this.
Interesting stories.
Okay, dude. Just the pure vagueness.
It's a through line.
It's a through line, yeah.
So in new news and interesting stories.
How about our through line is just that we have a through line? You know what I mean? That's our only through line. I just love your face went completely blank.
I was thinking, like, how about segues? We try hard to segue from one thing to another.
That's it. That's what we're going to do today, dude.
Difficult segues.
That is what we're... That just happened live. Today, what we're going to do is everything we're going to try in difficult segue. Speaking of which...
in other news...
All right, no.
Reminds me of a great anecdote.
A great anecdote about segways. I used to ride them. No.
I went on a Segway once, and they go faster than you think.
This Segway thing is really broken. We suck. Okay. No, let's go ahead and start with a shout-out. I am going to quickly shout out just another Instagram podcast. They showed us some love. They are another group of people that are very positive, kind of always promoting other podcasts. The podcast is literally called We Were on a Break. They are...
Friends-themed?
I don't know. That might be. It says navigating the struggles of adulting, relationships, parenting, ... sex. We were on a break, so we're just going to give them a shout out today. Like I said, man, we're trying to promote other podcasts. It's a difficult space. So, Hollywood, what's up? DJ's in the house. I believe that's Holly. What's up, Holly? Welcome in, guys. Jared's in the house. What's going on, everybody? Let's get this show started, guys. As you know, we always like to start with at least one positive note, a positive quote, positive news, some kind of anecdote to start the show. Man, I should have done positive note, positive quote, positive anecdote. Oh, that would have been hot.
That would have been a segue.
Turn this whole thing off.
All right.
Everybody turn your phones off. We're starting over.
No, don't do it.
No. Positive story today. We're going to shit on some companies later, so we're at least going to brag on some companies to start. Target announced yesterday that they are going to give $70 million to
us.
To directly to Two Dumb Idiots. No, to frontline workers in their store. A bonus for Christmas. I did want to specify. I actually went back because I almost didn't put it in the show because it said $70 million in bonuses, and I thought, you know what? I should probably check and see if it's actually going
to their CEO.
Right.
For crushing it.
Exactly what I was worried about. I was like, God damn it, if I go back and it's like to all the shareholders or something, I'm going to be really annoyed. No, $70 million bonus to frontline workers. I think that's really cool, man. We talk about this all the time on the show. It's something that I think is kind of ignored to the fact that nurses, people at grocery stores, people, maybe delivering pizzas or working at, fast food places, anything. They really are. They're just exposed to a lot more crap in general, and nowadays it's a lot more stress. So I think it's really cool that they're doing that and not just ignoring the fact that their workers are coming and showing up regardless. But also they did something else too.
Well, this is their second round of bonuses they've given.
Okay.
And they are going to be are offering paid time off for voting.
Very lovely.
Or if you work at the polls. If you volunteer at the polls, you get 8 hours paid.
Seems like a business with its head on straight. If if you're a Target fan, that probably means you're not a Walmart fan. Is that true?
Is it like Coke versus Pepsi?
I
Is
don't
it
know.
like you go to Target and you're like, I'm better than you? Or you go to Walmart, or you just like bot between?
When
I
I
go to
work-
whatever's closer, usually.
I worked at a Target, and
So you've never been there since?
never been there since. No, I worked at Target. I go to Target. I have no problem with Target. But when we were there, that was actually what they told us in like pre-shift meetings. They would say like, look, people can go anywhere to get this stuff. We offer the same things that grocery stores and department stores, and we carry all the same stuff. People come here because it's neat and it's kept together well, and the staff is friendly. So that is that's our difference. So they were kind of aware that like, hey, you go into Walmart and it's like, this might be cheap, but it's anarchy. You know, there's just balls bouncing in every aisle.
It's chaos. You're like, good luck.
People just pouring goldfish in their mouth and running out. You know, I don't know if that's really happens, but
We're talking about the snack cracker, not actual goldfish, folks.
yeah. I just, like I said, so I always thought that was funny that they were very well aware of their own image. Anyway, so I thought that was cool. Shout out Target. Cool for them. Anyway, let's get ahead and move on to the absolute most interesting thing I saw this week.
Speaking of things that were on Target,
wow, Liam!
you want to play this game? We're going to play this game.
Double room shot. All right, continue with the segues. You want to talk about things that are on target. NASA hit the target. God, I hope we can keep the segue shit up all show. It's so funny.
Boom.
It's me, Holly. It is you. That's what I thought. What's up, Holly? Welcome on in. I appreciate it. Hank, I hope you have a good time tuning in here. So this, yes, it was yesterday or 2 days ago.
I'll double check, but I think it was yesterday.
NASA was able to, hopefully, they haven't actually confirmed if they did or not, but it looks like they were able to grab a sample from an asteroid. I'm not sure what the difference between an asteroid and a meteorite is. I really don't know.
I think once it comes into the atmosphere, it becomes a meteorite.
I hate that term. I hate when things like, if it's over there, it's this, and if it's over there, it's that.
Oh, yeah. Like there and
Like,
there.
no,
Let's
I
just
feel-
go with one word and we'll be
I
good
feel
to
like
go.
an idiot, you know?
Yeah.
You don't know the difference? You're like, yeah, no. So
A tsunami and a hurricane. You know, a tsunami is in,
right.
or typhoon. I think it's typhoon,
Typhoon.
and hurricane. They're the same exact thing. One's in the Pacific, one's in the Atlantic.
That's exactly true. That's super stupid. That's a fact. I'm saying it's a fact. It could be wildly inaccurate, but we're going to say it's a fact for now. A bunch of reasons this is cool, man. If you guys didn't hear about this, this is the video we're showing you, GIF we're showing you, is actually, we were wondering why NASA had these beautiful 4K video, but for some reason it's shot in 1 frame per second. That's because it is 1 frame per second. Apparently these are just a bunch of pictures taken that they have put together into a video.
Yeah, it says it looks like it's moving fast, but actually it was only 10 centimeters a second.
No kidding.
It's like this is a lot of photos like stitched together.
Now, I have looked, because this is one of my only real questions, and I don't know if you've heard this. I thought the whole thing was really interesting. I love the idea of like actually Armageddoning, you know, going out and like landing on an asteroid. It's so surreal to me. But I never heard how fast this thing was moving. And as far as I have read a lot of articles looking for that one piece of information, and I have not found it. So the only thing that I can deduce is, and now again, let me back up one more step. This satellite, this thing that actually grabbed the sample, was sent into space in 2016. So it was sent 4 years in advance for this very idea, and then it against, like, I guess Lamb informed me that it's just been orbiting, waiting for this moment. So my only assumption is they were orbiting and getting it to the same maybe speed or similar speed as this. Maybe that would be a good fair guess, right? Like they were trying to get it in the same.
Yeah, like I'm sure they have to use like tiny little bursts and stuff, and
Right.
like get it to the right speed and match this and match, because they said it's spinning too. Like the rock's not only going in one direction, it's also rotating and spinning.
Spitting
and,
lava.
yeah.
So again, that to me seemed like the part that everybody keeps glancing over, and I thought that, at least to me, was the most impressive part, because it's not moving 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's moving like 20,000 miles an hour. At least. So to have something to try and line that up, and then Lama showing on the screen here, it's not even a small rock. It's the size of the Empire State Building.
Apparently, the spacecraft that they launched, they said is the size of a 15-passenger van.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's really
I don't know why I expected to be this like little thing, just like
did
out there
too.
just doing things.
I did too. I did. Yeah, I didn't expect it to be that big either. Yeah, again, so I thought this was really cool that they had so much foresight that they wanted to grab something off this. They talk about how they wanted to they take the minerals back again, I told Lamb this kind of sucks, but we're not actually going to get the stuff back to the United States until 2023.
Yeah,
so
it's going to land in the desert in Utah.
Oh, okay. So a few years from now, we'll actually have some idea what was there. But they said from this stuff alone, they'll be able to tell like origins of the universe. They'll be able to look at all sorts of crazy stuff. I think it's fascinating. If you'd have given a scientist something like this 70 years ago, I think there's only so much they could have done with it.
Nah,
Nowadays, they could tell me almost everything. They
Yeah.
could tell you, where it came from, how long it's been there, everything. So,
Yeah, they said that it had to do it autonomously, which I thought was the craziest thing. Like,
they said because it was like
it was so far away and it's spinning and all that other stuff, they couldn't communicate with Earth in real time. So they just had to hit a button, and it was an 18.5-minute delay. So they had to hit a button like go, and then wait 18.5 minutes to see if it even did what it was supposed to.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Look, we got like a Rumba,
Yeah.
and then you got like, you have a car that like parallel parks itself. Outside of that, like we don't really have anything on that kind of level, So I think it's really fascinating. DJ said he's not worried unless Bruce Willis is suiting up.
Apparently he's suiting up for that Die Hard though.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, new Die Segway.
Maybe. I think it's a Die Hard battery commercial at this point for sure, but
yeah. So
pretty funny.
I thought it was really cool. I thought the whole thing was really interesting. The way they actually did it was really cool. They took nitrogen and they blasted it into the surface of the asteroid, and then that caused a bunch of dust to blow up. From there, they were able to, I guess, turn on a suction thing. Hopefully,
I
grab
think it was just a butterfly net, and
Yeah,
they just
just-
swooped through.
It's just like a arm just grabbing shit.
It's like that when you go in the machine with the cash flying around.
Yes,
just grab it
that's-
all as much as you can grab. Go,
That's
go,
what
go, go.
Now, do you know if the device that did it is going to stay up there? Like, is that going to be reusable?
I didn't say. I would assume the whole craft has to come back, and then it's gonna like. I doubt it like has like another thing it can like shoot out and like send it to us.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just curious because it seems like a lot of work for a little bit of dust, and I assume there's got to be, it's got to have other things they want to do with it. That would be my.
Well, they said it was there for 2 years taking the stuff already, so maybe it did what it was supposed to, and now
Okay.
it's coming back.
Okay.
Maybe that was like the final thing.
Oh, it said Goddard Space Center in Greenbelt, Maryland. That's kind of cool. I didn't know that's where they were
Yeah, I've seen
operate-
some rockets shoot out of there.
operating this whole thing over there. Like I said, man, we love this stuff. And what's so cool is I think we live in a really cool time in the fact that you can actually tune in and watch some of this happen. You can actually see the pictures from it. There's not some great veil over it where they keep it a mystery. What's up?
So it says, the spacecraft will prepare to depart in March of 2021.
Okay.
It says then it'll be very close to Earth for a shorter trip, and then it'll just kind of take off and head home.
Okay, fantastic. So it can be reused, is what you're saying.
We'll find out.
Speaking of reusable, though, let's go. Oh, you see what I did there, Lamb? Okay, so let's.
Oh, I see what you did. I'll give you one of these.
Okay, so our next story here, like I said, what we're gonna do for you guys today is we're just gonna kind of rapid fire, and if we land on something we like, we're gonna land on it. But we have a lot of stories that we thought maybe you guys would find interesting. Maybe you completely fall asleep and we move on, but we'll see what happens. Lamb told me this was a really cool story, and I'm interested. So speaking of reusable, Burger King is launching new packaging, and the packaging is going to be reusable. So they have, a burger case?
And a cup.
And a cup. There it is. Okay, so they have a burger case and a cup. You take it home. That burger case is really small. They take it home.
Maybe,
small.
yeah, either that or that cup's really big.
That's right. I'm not sure. Size may be big. So you take this home. You eat your food. Lamb says you pay some kind of a down payment?
A deposit. You put a deposit down for your reusable items.
How much is the deposit for this?
I don't know, maybe $1.
It looks like it's made from plastic anyway, right?
No, is it any better?
Right, it doesn't look like, it looks like the same material I'm buying shit anyway. So you take this, you get your down payment, you go home, you eat your Burger King. The next time you come back in, they give you your down payment back.
Yeah, you can get a refund, or you just go back to Burger King and drop it back off.
Okay, yeah. So let's say I'm there to buy more stuff, then I don't have to give my down payment again.
Yeah,
right?
you just rotate out for new stuff, and they'll take it and reuse it, I guess.
Okay.
Or it doesn't say whether they'll reuse those specifically for you,
Somebody's
or are they just going to reuse them in general?
the chat's just out of control. Somebody said, "Why is it poop brown?" Jared, I'm 100% with you. If they could have picked a color, they
wanted Burger Patty Brown, I think is what they called it.
Not have picked a worse color. It doesn't even go with their logo. Their logo's
why
like
not
blue
white?
and red and white. You're right, Jared. I don't even know why that is. I'll give you this though. There we go. That'll classy up the show.
So they said New York, Portland, and Tokyo is where they're starting this out, testing it out.
Here's okay. First instincts. Do you like it? Love it?
I like the idea.
Okay.
But the idea sounds great. Reusable containers, less waste, great. How often do you bring your reusable grocery bag to the grocery store?
Never.
If you have it in your car, how many times do you forget it in your car?
Most of the time.
Exactly. You're telling me I'm going to like ride around with this thing in my trunk? To drive through, and then I'd be like, oh, I gotta, don't worry guys, I got like a container and I'm at the drive through and I gotta give it to them, and then they're like, give me new ones, or they clean mine out.
When's the last time you went to Burger King?
Like out of lack of options, maybe within 1 year. Maybe
once. That's my point. It's like, okay, now, and to me,
but this could be a trend. I'm just talking this idea period.
Right, no, fair. I'm saying this. I agree with you. I think there is something to be said about the idea of reusable like products. My problem is, the more I've thought about it, it seems like their main motivation has nothing to do with methane emissions or anything like that. They want you to look over and see that cup in your car and say, oh, I can just take this back and get my down payment or whatever.
Yeah, I get free.
Yeah, whatever. And I think they think it'll have people coming in more often. I haven't been to a Burger King, like you said, maybe once in the last... Chad, who goes to Burger King? Not doing that. DJ's not in. Okay, you guys are just wildly out of control.
You guys are having your own fun over there.
Yeah, I just let you guys jabber. Seriously, does anybody actually go to Burger King? Honestly, I'm genuinely concerned at how they're even still in business. So for me, I love the idea, just of all companies, Burger King seems to be like Starbucks, right?
Yeah.
Like it would work for Starbucks,
Oh, yeah.
right? It would work for Starbucks. It would work for
something you go to regularly.
even like if you were like a Jamba Juice regular or you know something like. I mean, I know people that
Starbucks does have their own reusable cups, and you can bring them in.
Okay, even like.
But now get that copyright button ready for this.
Hold on, we got Paul's got a novel, a paragraph real quick. He said he wants you if you can keep the container for my own orders, I'm down. I don't trust no kid who makes minimum wage to clean it thoroughly. So that's Paul. That's exactly what me and Lamb said off air, and Joe said nope, they skimpy on the fries. Okay, so Joe's out just because they're bad on the fries. I think the fries are crispy, but maybe they are skimpy. Paul's point about it being not sanitary.
Yeah. Now, is it mine? Do I have to wash it and I bring it back and they reuse it again?
God, I hope not. That can't be what they're asking you to do. That you give it to them and they got to be putting it through some like mega.
Yeah, they just have like. I would hope a company comes and like
like
industrial cleans these things.
Like the thing that you take like the cup and like you tip it upside down like at a bartender and it goes and the water sprays out. I hope it's not that for like.
Oh, I'm sure it is. It's a guy with that spray handle just hitting them. You're good.
Yeah, we got a bunch of
hot water's fine.
Just blast you in the face.
All right, so this is my idea.
Okay, hit me.
A company comes out and they make a reusable fast food container that you can bring to any fast food place.
There you go.
And they can, and it's yours.
There you go.
Like a nice one.
Yeah.
And you just like roll up to there. I got my fast foodie or whatever it's called. And
there you go. I like that. I'll give you a fast foodie.
Copyright. And then you give it to them and they put your order in that.
Yeah, I'm totally cool with that. Again,
Like, you could probably basically put it in a paper. It's already in a paper bag wrapped in paper.
I would assume that they've got to have regulars at Burger King. I just don't know anybody that's a regular, and that to me is why this specific thing is going to fail. But I do think the idea is going to be successful. Joe said he's not even in on cleaning his own dishes. I'm 100% with you. I don't want to have to clean Burger King shit and then bring it back to them, and then they give me other shit. Like, that's just weird. So, again, with the COVID and everything, it is kind of odd to me that I'm going to bring something into my own house, eat it, drink it, sit on it, whatever I do with it, and then give it back to you.
I know. And then it's like, how many people's food isn't even making it into their house?
Right. For sure.
Like, they're eating in the car, and that's why they're getting Burger King, because they're doing a drive-thru and eating on the way to something else.
I wonder what the deposit would even be for something like this. $2?
I was guessing $1.
Okay. Yeah, but it's got to be enough to want it to bring you back, but not, not
like, so much that first hits too much.
I'm telling you, I think it's gonna get. I guarantee it doubles people's.
It's basically like like one of those reward cards
for sure. That's exactly what it is. So
they'll have limited edition versions for the holidays.
Yeah, if you can
be like, oh, come get the holiday cup.
You're probably right. Actually, that probably will happen. Speaking of reusability. Let's keep segueing. The other article that was very, very similar to this, which is ironic that we saw them in the exact same day. IKEA doing something kind of along the same lines. IKEA this Black Friday is starting a new recycling push where they're saying that you can get up to 50% of the original value of your item if you give it back to them and it's in good condition, up to 50%.
Up to 50%. But you have to return the Allen wrench too.
What, really? Oh, God damn it.
A tiny little
Immediately throw over my shoulder. I really just...
Oh, it's not complete, so that'll be 10%.
So, yeah. It's like an inch long.
Sorry, we don't have any extras. We need to...
You guys probably have a warehouse full of them. So the Swedish company is going to, like I said, you can bring back your old IKEA shit. I asked Lamb if I bring it back, not put together, like all my IKEA stuff, if I should get all my stuff back. He said no. He said it's like what
college textbook. As soon as it leaves, it loses value.
Apparently, that's what IKEA thinks. As soon as it leaves your place, it's 50% down already. But they said no upholstery items. So just
no
chairs,
mattresses,
no mattress. Yeah, no
that's
chairs.
fair.
Yeah, no, we want your nasty mattress.
Nobody wants your couch that you've been
my
sitting
toilet here.
It's IKEA sell toilets.
I don't know. I hope so. Just like a wooden toilet you got to put together.
You got to build it yourself. I am not trusting a toilet.
This
I
thing
built
is
myself.
warping. It's like just. I don't need that. Okay, so yeah, IKEA. You can bring your stuff back. What's wrong?
It's a good luck trying to transport particle board without damaging it. It's 100% going to destroy it. Like you try and move these things from like one apartment to another, they
like
barely make it.
They say it's half the fun, Derek. Half the fun is trying to get that 50%.
How much will you get?
I wonder if they're like sticklers, like sports cars. Like this isn't even in mint condition.
Doing a walk around.
Yeah.
You know that guy's like
little ding right there. Looks like you put a cup on here. There's a little cup mark right there.
Pulling the drawers out, putting them back in. That doesn't slide too smooth.
Original cost $300 to give you $150. You're like up to 50%. Yeah, this thing
up to.
This thing's a 1 out of 10. I can't. You got the watermark. You got a ding on the corner. It's trash. It cost me more gas to get here.
You can give us $5. We'll take it off your hands.
That's right. So I think the idea is really cool. I do think it for me is almost more than the Burger King. It's a slap in the face because I already think IKEA is a bunch of shit anyway. So now it's like our product is so much trash. If you're done with it, bring it back. We'll smash it into a bin and then we'll make some more trash. You're like, what? It just seems, I don't know. It seems like an insult anyway to me. Like Derek said, it is particle board. I don't know.
I like the idea of them being willing to at least take it instead of like leaving it on the street corner. Like, how much junk do you drive by, and you just see like a cheap ass like dresser sitting on the street?
Yeah,
like the idea of being at least to be able to like, we'll take care of it for you.
That's true.
Like we'll recycle it or figure it out for you. I like that idea.
I like that too. I don't know a lot of people that are like done with a cabinet though. I don't know if that's like a thing. At least not for me. Like I don't have like, oh, this table I've had for a year, I'm done with it. Like I don't know. I'm not like that.
Doesn't go with the aesthetic anymore.
Jared said you're getting 10% off for this fart smell. That is really funny, Jared. DJ wants the top 10 IKEA toilets of all time. I would like that too.
Paul said they're becoming the GameStop of furniture. The only problem is I don't think are they gonna sell the used stuff?
I just got this great image of everybody out front like holding their dressers in like this massive line. Oh God! And then everybody gets in there. I'm saying
once you're in there, you're committed.
You're
taking whatever they're giving you.
It's somebody's opinion.
Yeah.
Right? So it's going to be argumentative. I feel like, how do you avoid the argument? You go in there like, yo, I got this dresser.
All right, so here it says.
Here we go.
Like new, 50%. Good, 40%. And with further evidence of use, decreasing the price further.
So like new, 50%. And good. That's all I get is good? That's the best descriptor word you could come up with?
And then they got less than good.
Everything I own is less than good. I'm not getting shit back in there.
So do you think this is gonna like run a people of like just going around like trying to find like trash bins, like clear trash bins and stuff like that of like old furniture?
Maybe, and you're not gonna get actual cash. You only get store credit.
But still, if you get like 5 or 6 pieces together, you could probably get yourself something nice with it. Even if you only get like 20% for each one.
Start bringing in furniture from like other stores.
They're like, sir, this says Ethan Allen on it.
Is it good or like new?
Whatever. Recycle it. Give me $10.
What do you care? You're gonna smash it into a box anyway. What the fuck does it matter?
It's not particle board. We don't know how to deal with this, sir.
This is oak.
This is
this is way nicer. Yeah, we don't
handle that kind of.
Just puts an axe right through it.
We don't handle that kind of merch.
I do love this idea of people waiting outside holding a dresser. There's nothing funnier than that.
IKEA is like turning into a pawn shop at this point.
It is. It's crazy to me. The whole idea is so crazy to me. Trade in for the midnight release of the new particle board desk.
Yo, they're dropping the new lucker, dude.
Yeah, you gotta be there, dude.
Yeah, midnight.
It's so particle board. Oh, I can't wait.
They're gonna new color.
Yeah.
Yeah, midnight gray coming out.
So I love that idea. IKEA, they're doing their thing. They're trying to up their business, trying to give you guys something new. But they are, this is they're kind of taking it back. This is an old idea. You come back and give us your old shit, we'll make something new out of it. Speaking of old things, let's go to a business card.
Hey!
I was trying to find one. It was tough. So, okay, this is the most sporadic thing ever. I just saw this today, and I think it's Jared or Irish who always says that this show is a pee-pee poo-poo show.
Yeah.
So I want to keep it that way sometimes. This is a really dumb, immature thing I found, but this guy bought an apartment. I'm worried he doesn't know his apartment with a brothel. I feel like I would worry that he doesn't know that. But he found this business card underneath a floorboard, and I just had to share it with you guys. It really did give me a small chuckle. Percy Longprong, the best name ever.
Yeah. Somebody needs to take this.
I introduced let me give that. I'll get a copyright on that.
Copyright.
If I introduce myself to a woman as Percy Longprong, that's it, dude. That whole deal is closed right there.
Hand this business card over.
So my main man, Percy Longprong, who again, the card is very vague. I can only assume maybe this is the guy that owned the brothel. I don't know. What would you say, Lamb, based on what you've seen on the card? He owns it?
I don't. You had to be a well-to-do
Something.
person if he had his own business card.
If you can't see what right, business cards were expensive wherever this was made. Again, I think it's a brothel, but it says maidens treated gently, spinsters delighted, extra attention given to neglected merry women. Oh, so they got men in here too. Okay, I like that. So this is a dual.
Interesting.
Maybe Percy Longprong
getting it on both sides.
Maybe this is only for women. Maybe this is Percy Longprong's business card, so he's like a gigolo.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my guess.
Okay, gigolo. Didn't get that. Reduced terms to young parties. What the hell does that mean?
Oh no, I don't like that.
Satisfaction guaranteed. Extra attention. So these are the extra ones. I assume that's dollars.
Yeah. Versus.
If you had to guess what a bubble shake is, please, somebody in chat give me an idea what a bubble shake is.
If you have to ask, you can't afford it.
That's 100% true. It's $9. It does seem expensive. A bubble shake is the most expensive thing on here. So you can get a saliva exchange. That is a really ugly term for a kiss.
Yeah.
That's one of the ugliest things. A French tickler. I still don't even know what that means.
Assuming a French kiss because the same price as a saliva exchange.
Oh, okay. A finger diddle. We don't have time. I don't know why I'm getting charged extra for Vaseline. And so I just thought this was great. If I found this in my own house, I would actually probably move out. But first,
But he also gives Green Shield stamps.
what the hell does that mean?
I have no idea. We're gonna. I'm gonna Google Green Shield stamps to see if it gets me like a time frame.
Yes.
So like maybe that's like the Great
that's-
Depression or something like
That's
that.
a good idea, Lamb. Okay, so while you do that, some of these terms on here made me laugh. So I looked up. Yeah, tell me what years this is from. Green Shield stamps was a British sales promotion. Oh, this is back in 91. Oh, 58.
1958.
58. Okay, so I looked up some old terms. I guess my terms aren't that new. I don't know if my terms are that new or that old. So what is it?
So it's a British thing.
Okay.
So this is a British guy, and it was in the 50s at the grocery store, and you could use the retained business green. They could buy gifts from catalogs and mix stamps with cash.
Interesting.
From 58 to 91, they ran this thing.
Okay. So I was interested in some of those words in there. Just gave me a good chuckle. So I looked up some words from like the old era that we don't use anymore, and I'm just gonna ask Lamb real quick. We're just gonna rapid fire him just for some fun here.
Hey, there you go. Shillings and pennies, British currency.
There
that
you
makes
go.
way more sense.
He's the guy. Derek's the guy I was telling you about. Does the metal
Chimney
detecting.
sweeping?
No. I've never told you I have a friend that does any chimney sweeping. So that's great.
I don't know. That's what I got out of this in British.
Solid guess. No, Derek does the metal detecting. So he would actually.
How many shillings you got?
Yeah,
there,
what's
Derek?
up with the shillings? You got any shillings, Derek? It would be wonderful if you got a shilling. Okay, so I'm gonna give Lamb some weird words from those days. If you guys have any idea what the word means, take a guess yourself. But Lamb is.
He does.
I do. Wonderful. You got to send me a picture. Derek will put it on the show. All right, Lamb. Your first word from the 1910s and 20s: bumfoozle.
Bumfoozle. Is that a Someone who's very confused or a confusing situation?
That is exactly what it is. You could be confused. You are bumfoozle. You are confused. So this is beautiful. Well done.
well.
I'm so.
I am an old man, so I have been bumfoozled a few times.
Hey, I love it. How about a Gardy Lou?
A Gardy Lou.
There's no way you're gonna.
Is that a private bathroom?
Bamboozled? Yeah, very similar. There's a similar. Not really, but
Similar, except none of the words are right.
Right, Gardy Lou. This was a term used back in the day. You had to when you were done with you had like a trash can in your house. You just dumped the porridge out your window, the shit out your window, and you used to yell Gardy Lou.
Watch out below. Look out below, mother.
My crap is coming out the window. So Gardy Lou, yeah, that's what you had to yell. There was a taradiddle. I thought I was going to look up these words and they were going to sound vaguely familiar. I've never heard bumfoozle, Gardy Lou, or taradiddle.
Bumfoozle was the only one that had vaguely sounded still relevant. A taradiddle?
Taradiddle.
Taradiddle.
I know, Gardy Lou, Jared. I'm sorry. That made me laugh. That's what they said. They said they were just dumping shit out the window and you had to yell.
Gardy Lou!
Gardy Lou coming out the window. Taradiddle.
Taradiddle. I'm going to say a scary surprise.
That's somewhere in the general direction. A taradiddle is an exaggerated lie. So it's like it's a
tall tale.
A tall tale. There you go. That's exactly what a taradiddle is. I almost now that you know it, that's kind of what it sounds like. A taradiddle. I don't know. I like it.
I got it. I'm down.
I'm down.
Start putting it in my vernacular day to day. Listen, buddy, easy up with the taradiddles.
This one's gonna make me laugh. How about collywobbles?
Collywobbles. Sounds like you were drunk.
Not a bad idea. It's a very, very upset stomach.
Oh, got the case of the collywobbles.
Case of collywobbles. It made me
Sounds
laugh.
like you every day.
It's out when I used to have an upset stomach. My mom used to say I had Carly marbles. I think it was more related to poop, but collywobbles. I assume it's got to be related, right?
Yeah.
Collywobbles. I don't know. How about gumpins?
Gumpins?
I think I put an M in there. It might be gubbins.
Gubbins?
Got the gubbins. I don't know. It's not how it would be used.
Okay. Yeah, can I ask how it would be used?
I would say, yeah, I'll put it in a sentence for you. Lamb has a bunch of gubbins in his room.
Knickknacks, bric-a-brac?
Objects of no value.
Hey, I got it. And I used other old slang terms to do it.
I love it. How about
the old bric-a-brac?
Apparently this one, okay, of all the ones here, this is one that apparently the chat might get. I'm going to give this one a small second.
Okay.
A bumbershoot.
Bumbershoot, eh?
Okay, so chat, I'm going to give you 1 second. Bumbershoot, B-U-M-B-E-R, shoot. Bumbershoot. No Googling, but if you know what this word means, apparently it has been used in 20th century films. So that's why...
it's very vague. 20th century?
Anytime in the last 100 years.
Yeah, 120 years it's been used.
I'll say this, it's been used in Disney films. How about that? Does that help you? No, it doesn't help you with the word, but it's real.
I believe it's real. Almost got it. Bumbershoot?
Bumbershoot. Anybody got a guess on bumbershoot? Nobody guesses. All right. What's your guess?
I guess. An exclamation of surprise?
That's not bad, but completely in a different direction. It's an umbrella. And apparently it's used in a variety of Disney films.
So like Mary Poppins-esque?
I assume. But yeah, not just Mary Poppins.
By the chimney sweeps?
Derek, back to your chimney sweeping. A gun. That's not a bad guess. Bumbershoot. No. All right, so last word. This is a great one. A snollygoster.
Oh, the old snollygoster.
Classic snollygoster. This is one. I mean, who doesn't use snollygoster in their everyday vernacular?
Sounds like somebody who's a bit of a
goster.
An upscale teetotaling drinker. Maybe
go.
a fancy drink kind of person.
I just like that you're just making shit up that sounds like real stuff.
I take vague words and
put it into something. Snollygoster is a term for a politician who does things for their own advancement and does nothing with their morals. So
I wasn't that far off.
Just a politician.
Yeah.
Just a politician.
You blow your nose.
Yeah, it's
snollygoster.
Snollygoster. Yeah, snollygoster. Yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like. But no, snollygoster is yeah, I think it's funny that they had to specify. This is a politician that only does things for their own advancement compared to the other politician
who does things for the advancement of others,
which we don't.
Which are the people that pay them.
Which we don't have any of those.
Yeah, we do. We have people that pay them. To
pay them. Yeah. All right. Speaking of,
So what are we working on?
Speaking of Snollygosters, let's
Yeah.
get on to okay. So this story again, we just had to cover because it was something that we thought was important. So we're not going to dwell on it, but is kind of a big story. I have a lot of friends and family. I'm sure people do as well. Old Purdue farmer finally got hit with a. They actually, they're the people that make OxyContin over the last 10, 15 years that have pretty much ruined parts of America. They pled guilty to 3 counts today. This story hits home for me. I do have a lot of people in my family, a lot of friends that they have had issues with the whole deal. So they said that they specifically, or I guess at least somewhat, how do I say this? They're somewhat responsible for at least 200,000 deaths. Is that kind of what they're hinting at?
Yeah, their product they can link to over 200,000.
Their product directly they can link to over 230,000 deaths in America. 100% not sure how you're not already in jail. I'm just being honest. Like if you did anything else in this world, it would cost 230,000 people to die. Knowingly, it's hard to imagine that you wouldn't be in jail.
Yeah, where
for
they
it.
can prove you knew there was issues.
And there was blatant negligence.
Yeah.
Tell him, Joe. No, so can we scroll to where what they're actually? So the settlement valued at $8.3 billion, and I believe the $8.3 billion is going towards like opioid stuff, yada yada yada, all that kind of stuff. The only thing that's negative about the story is what you said. If you want to, what did you say that they had already taken like $10 billion?
Yeah, they're saying that the people offloaded because they knew this was coming down, not how heavy. They offloaded about $10 billion.
Okay.
But because of this, they are open still to litigation from private people.
Okay.
So all of those 230+ thousand people could theoretically sue them directly.
Gotcha.
And in civil court, where it is much, much easier, and if you already have this as like a backing, where they're pleading guilty, that's one of the big reasons why a lot of these companies you'll see like don't plead guilty. They'll get like a no contest, or they'll get some sort of thing where we're not going to say we're guilty, but we'll pay you $50 billion or whatever, because then they're not open. But these guys are going to be open a lot of lawsuits.
A lot of lawsuits because they have to say that. And I think the $10 billion they pulled aside was probably almost directly for that, if I had to guess.
I'm sure.
But the only thing I'll say is this. This is maybe the only small silver lining I would say is that I think the people at the top are probably monsters. I think they probably justify everything they did mentally and say like, oh, whatever, we were trying to make a buck, like everybody else do the same thing.
Yeah, if we didn't do it, some other people would do it, and these people are the reason they did it to themselves. They don't know how to.
Exactly, I really do. I believe to my very core that when you're at that level of greed and that level of money, I don't think you get there without stepping on people anyway. So I think you've already kind of let go of that empathy. I think you're just the kind of person that can justify this. But I'll say this. You take that kind of a hit, and they give you those kind of figures, and they tell you that many people have died, then you get hit with all these lawsuits. We sit back as me and you and say, man, like here we are, with nowhere near the level of money that these people have, nowhere near the fortune that they have, and they're still riding high even though they're killing people. The silver lining for me is that I can't imagine in the last 5 years their life has actually been that glorious. In my opinion, in the last 5 years, I imagine the guilt at some point. I think every human being at least has some level of honesty with their self, even if they're not outwardly honest.
Yeah, I'm sure they sleep like shit. I'm sure like
they drink all the time. I'm sure they're miserable. And now every single time they turn around, they're gonna have to show up in court and over and over and over have to sit there and testify and apologize. For me, you make a mistake like that. Maybe they did make a bunch of money off it, but probably for the next 20 years, they will be stuck in a courtroom, constantly be reminded. So maybe at this very second, they don't feel full guilt, but I to my very core believe if you were in courtroom for 10 to 15 years with people telling you how awful their lives have been ruined because of you, I think at a certain point you just start to feel like shit.
At some point all that adds up to maybe a shorter lifespan through stress and whatnot for these people.
Yeah. Jared, I have not seen the doc, The Pharmacist. I love documentaries, so I will definitely check it out. The other one that we did want to mention on the show, remember I said this the other day? I said I want to mention this documentary because everybody's yabbing about it.
Yeah,
The Social
Dilemma.
The Social Dilemma. So a lot of people have seen this one. I have not. The Social Dilemma. I still have not seen it. So if you guys go to see it, I think maybe next Monday or Thursday we're going to talk about it on the show. It's not super positive, but I think it's at least we'll touch on it because from what I've heard, it's pretty.
Yeah, I saw it. It was
pretty thought provoking.
Definitely.
So anyway, we wanted to throw some companies under the bus. And speaking of throwing companies under the bus,
Woo! Here comes another one.
All right, so So we're gonna say this. This is the article we have. We tried to get political. It does have Donald Trump in there. Sorry, get over it. He's
in the photo.
He's in the photo. Sorry, but the story itself, we have to shit on this company because this is not a right or a left thing. This is just facts. But as far as shitting on companies, Lamb told me the story and I said we got it a clue. So go ahead, Lamb, tell your story.
All right. So company Foxconn, they were big iPhone makers in China, huge company. Decided they were going to open a plant in Wisconsin to make LCD TVs, or at least the screens for the LCD TVs. It was supposed to be a huge deal. You know, people flew in, big thing. 13,000 jobs are going to create. 2 years. Then recently they applied for a tax subsidy and got rejected because investigators found out that they hadn't actually done anything with the factory. They created a factory and then never installed any machinery to create the panels, never hired anybody to actually build the panels. And then even the stuff that they said they were going to do was supposed to be a Generation 10.5 LCD factory. And then they were going to build a Generation 6 factory, which is much older, which actually just makes phone screens. And only hired 550 people to get like the building built, like the outer shell of the building.
Supposed to be 13,000 jobs.
Yeah. And even of those 550, 281 of them didn't even qualify as employees.
Because they probably didn't work long enough. Yeah, didn't have enough hours. So only 260 people out of 13,000 were actually legit employees.
Yeah, so they built the factory and then made nothing in the factory.
So you're saying there's been nothing built out of it?
Ever. In 2 years, not one single thing has ever been built in this factory.
The article says basically it's a fake factory.
Yeah.
But the building is there, but nothing is being made. Damn, man, that's grimy. All right, keep scrolling. I'm sorry. So what are they going to do with it? Somebody's going to have to sell it off to somebody else, right? Or what are they going to do with it?
At this point, I guess they could theoretically say, we just haven't started yet. But they have, I guess, pretty much shut up or like put up or shut up at this point. They either need to turn this factory on or shut it down completely and cut their losses.
The company that originally paid for it to be here, I mean, they got to be so negative. I mean, they got to be so. I mean, they have to be making.
They make bajillions and bajillions of dollars.
Okay. I mean,
so this could have been just like
a publicity stunt.
Yeah, publicity stunt or something that like they're going to create jobs and like build some goodwill because Foxconn's come under fire before. They're the company that used to have nets around the roof. Because so many people wanted to kill themselves that lived there.
Oh, yeah.
They like forced people to like live in the factory and work there. And then they were trying to kill themselves. So they they couldn't jump off the roof.
Jeez Louise, bro.
So yeah, top-notch company.
Top-notch company. Okay, so yeah, we had to kind of double shit on companies there. But it did kind of, with both of those things, it did kind of, go ahead.
So look, it says like they allegedly hired college students and recent graduates on visas to bolster their employment numbers.
Jeez Louise, just a bunch of fakers. So it did kind of remind us of big, famous kind of lawsuits. I mean, between the pharma one and that's going to, I assume that might even end up being a lawsuit. But speaking of stuff like that, it kind of reminded me, I had some of these lawsuits I looked up, some of the top 20 lawsuits ever happened in America. Some of them were ones I hadn't heard of, but really interesting. It's that the company Airborne. I remember everybody talked about. It was good for like your colds and stuff like that.
You got to take it before you get on the plane.
Yeah, that's right. They agreed to pay $23 million to refund customers who bought the product. They did not admit any wrongdoing. They just said that their claims were misleading. That the remedy can ward off colds and boost your immune system. They said that there was absolutely no scientific proof to evidence of that claim. The court ruled in their favor. Then the other one I thought was interesting was Dannon yogurt. So I remember these commercials so much. You guys remember Activia? I remember the Activia commercials. Activia. I like still sing the stupid jingle in my head.
By Manon.
Yeah.
Costanza.
Yeah, Costanza. These pretzels are making me thirsty. So Dannon was ordered to pay $45 million in damages to consumers in 2010 because apparently Activia was claiming that there was health benefits. It was good for your stomach. It was good for your digestion. Apparently, those claims were false and deceptive. That actually surprises me. I'm okay. I'm not saying I'm a sucker for everything, but if you design a yogurt and it comes out and says this is for your digestive health, and then there's no proof of that whatsoever, and you're just charging people more for yogurt, that surprises me. I don't know.
My only question is like, is just yogurt in general good for your digestion?
Maybe.
So they were like relying on the fact that maybe it was just no better than normal yogurt.
That's possible. And actually, in the actual lawsuit, it stated that the company was charging higher prices than their other yogurts for no added benefits. So that there could be something.
So they're like, yeah, yogurt's good for your digestion.
Yeah,
and then just slap that sticker on their special yogurt.
Bada boom. It's got electrolytes. It's got to be good for something. Then you got the Enron. We're not going to go into that. Then you got the GlaxoSmithKline thing. We're not going to get into that. More drug-related stuff. What was the other thing that I wanted to talk about? Damn it, where the hell? That's not 14. Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah, Kellogg's. This is one that was crazy. I never heard this either. Apparently, in 2009, Kellogg launched an ad campaign saying that Rice Krispies cereal boosted your child's immune system.
Maybe the milk.
The Attorney General of Oregon had a ton of private individuals who took issue with the claim, saying that there was no scientific evidence to support that. Apparently, Kellogg settled for $5 million. $2.5 million would be paid to consumers. $2.5 million worth of Kellogg's products would be donated to charity, though.
So do you think Snap, Crackle, or Pop was the key to immune boosting?
They were trying to tell you that there was going to be like a real snap, and the snap was going to help your immune system, and then Pop and Crackle kind of fizzle it out, but it really didn't happen. I don't know if that's true or not.
They get that pop immune booster.
I only laugh because if you ever had Rice Krispies, you would know that like they're made from like air. How could they help you at all? There's nothing there. That's the dumbest. It's like, what? It's like eating Lay's chips and being like, they're supposed to have like a ton of really good shit, and you're like, nah, dude.
Yeah, the underlying potatoes are the key. A lot of protein in these.
Now, this is one everybody will know. 92 McDonald's story. 79-year-old Stella Liebeck of Albuquerque. She sued McDonald's because she spilled some coffee in her lap and she got a bunch of severe burns. Now, I think this story is really interesting because it's kind of a social experiment in a way. When this story came out, that this lady was suing McDonald's, don't even lie, everybody in here
lost their mind.
Lost their mind. What a bitch, right? Like, who the hell is it? Of course coffee's hot. What an idiot.
Hot things are hot.
Hot things are hot, right? Everybody, and I'm on that fence. I'm not saying I'm any better than anybody else. I was on that train. Like, this lady was a piece of shit. Like, you know, everybody's, and this was around the time that there was, like, lawsuits kind of started to trend, right?
Yeah.
People were, like, tripping over sidewalks and suing people. So it kind of started to go in that direction. Now, later on in my life, I had jury duty, and I got kind of scolded by the judge. Not everybody did, because somebody brought it up. Do people sue too much? And people brought up the McDonald's example, and she said, you need to go home and look up that McDonald's example, because what McDonald's did was they did a really nice PR job of blasting and shaming this lady and making her seem like everybody sues too much. But if you actually dug into it, the lady had unbelievably severe burns on her leg, first off. Second off, she only offered to settle for $20,000, which was her medical bills. She wasn't even looking for millions of dollars. She was looking for $20,000 to cover her medical bills. McDonald's said no way, but it ended up coming out that McDonald's served their coffee around 185 to 190 degrees, while everybody else was serving it at 135 and 140. So they were 50 degrees hotter than everybody else.
Because it would last longer.
For sure. And again, you could say their coffee was really hot. But again, never, ever, ever was in the news that this lady only wanted 20 grand.
Yeah.
Never. Everybody, she wanted millions. She wanted millions.
Yeah. DJ's in the chat over there. Or your boy Derek over there saying, don't Google the burn pics.
I'm saying, so if you actually know this.
So bad.
It's so bad. She got destroyed. She was really, like, genuinely hurt. And she only wanted medical bills paid for. She said they had a faulty lid and the coffee was scalding hot. It's like, okay, look, do I think that people sue too much? Yes. Do I think this is an example of McDonald's maybe needed to change their protocol? Yes. You know?
Also, how much did they spend?
Right.
Fighting this.
Right. How much did they spend villainizing her, like Derek just said? So, again...
Millions.
Millions. And then
they couldn't just be like, quietly give her 20 grand?
So they ended up, I think, McDonald's really taking it on the chin, because she ended up getting awarded $200,000 in compensatory damages, $2.7 million in punitive damages. So...
Might not even be enough, honestly.
Yeah, apparently, again, that was even argued by McDonald's, and then they settled again for an undisclosed amount, but McDonald's fought it tooth and nail all the way down to the wire. I did not know some of those details in later in life, so I always think, for me, even if you know those details, I think it's really important for us to put them out there, because the first time you hear a story, especially if it's put out by a company, you might want to go and look at the details.
Yeah.
The other one I thought was really interesting here, I don't have time to go through all of these, but New Balance shoes in 2011. They came out. I totally remember these. They came out with their Rock and Tone shoes. They said they helped you tone your butt and burn 8% more calories than regular sneakers. The claims were proved false, and that the shoes actually potentially caused more injury to the wearers. So not a huge lawsuit.
Damn it, I got to return those.
Yeah, that's right. New Balance was ordered to pay $2.3 million, up to $5,000 for each woman who wore them, and $100 refunded to the customers who purchased the shoes.
That one. Got to do that one.
Yeah, I got to do it. I just thought that was interesting because I remember the shoes. And I also remember thinking, I'm a sucker. I remember thinking, maybe there's probably something there.
Yeah.
Right?
Like they were shaped different. Like, you're like, like, why would you shape them like that if it didn't do anything?
Right. Why would you shape them like a moon rock if it doesn't help anybody? Yeah, I agree. So I thought it was definitely something there. Red Bull also got sued. So Red Bull does not give you guys wings. No, that's not what the lawsuit's about. The lawsuit was about Red Bull's claims in 2013 that the energy drink increased performance, concentration, and reaction speed. My absolute favorite is that is reaction speed. That's my absolute favorite claim. As if somehow caffeine would make me like super ninja powered. Like
I'm gonna chug a bunch and then yak a bunch of home runs.
That's just the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So I totally understand why that was misleading. They were sued and they lost that. That I don't know. That made me laugh. I didn't know. I never knew that. I never knew Red Bull was sued. And I didn't know they were out there claiming that their shit was like some crazy sports drink or something.
I know. So we were thinking about other things we should maybe do some lawsuits against.
Yeah, if we're gonna just frivolously lawsuit people, let's do it. What are you gonna sue?
I was gonna sue KFC because 11 herbs and spices, I can taste like 2.
You get in there and you start saying,
maybe 3.
Where are the spices?
Yeah, if they don't give me the recipe with all 11 herbs and spices, I don't believe it's in there.
I don't believe it either. I'm gonna sue. What is it? Burger King that has it your way?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely suing Burger King because I want it good and it's never been good. So that's my way. So I'm suing Burger King. Anyone else we need to sue?
McDonald's.
What's McDonald's?
I'm loving it because I am not. I am not loving it.
Your Honor, it's pretty good.
It's good. I like it, but I don't love it.
Look, I put on these Nikes. It did make me get out of bed. It said just do it, and I couldn't. I was tired and I fell asleep. So I'm suing. No, some of these are kind of frivolous, but some of them are kind of funny. So we thought that was interesting. All right, let's move on. We got a little bit of tech news for you guys today before we get into a quick sports ball.
Before we do that, I just saw Jarrett, and I don't know why your tones your butt sold comment reminded me of this. I just wanted to shout out Jarrett because I thought this was hilarious.
Give it to me.
Him and his wife got a babysitter the other day. And you know why they got a babysitter?
So they go on a date?
Yeah. You know what they did for their date?
Went to a drive-in movie?
Nope. Went on a hike.
What?
That was it. They got a babysitter so they could go work out together.
You can sue. Sorry, DJ just got me again. You can sue me. Super Troopers. No, I mean, so they got a babysitter for what? 2 hours?
No, it was a hike.
Oh, it was a hike. It was like 4 hours.
Yeah,
of a hike,
4 or 5 hour hike. I just thought it was hilarious. Only Jarrett would hire a babysitter. Like he said it's the first time they've gotten a sitter since this pandemic thing.
Just so
go on a hike.
I feel like I just put the baby on my back, but I don't have a kid, so what the hell do I know?
This kid's pretty
good for you.
She weighs a few pounds.
Good for you, Jared.
It just made me juggle.
That is. I do think about if I have a kid, like I might just have to move like back home just because I can't be watching this kid all the time. Dude.
Speaking of activities.
How about if your T-shirt could charge your phone?
On a hike.
On a hike. Wow, a double segue? That's unbelievable. All right.
You can't double segue a segue.
You can't double segue a segue. All right. Damn, what is the actual one?
Can't triple stamp a double stamp.
You can't triple stamp a double stamp. So I thought this story was cool. We got a couple tech stories real quick we're going to roll through. New T-shirt. Going to use your body heat to generate electricity. I'm all for this. All you have to do is charge your phone, is take a brisk walk. I actually love this idea.
I somehow doubt that.
Totally doubt that. But I do love the idea that we're trying to come up with some new ways to generate electricity beside like just straight using like oil for the rest of our lives. I love this idea. Heat itself has been shown so many times to be able to produce energy. Why not? I mean, I sweat going to get the mail, dude. Like, I know this shirt is going to pump. Like, my phone is going to be charged,
Yeah,
bro.
it's going to explode. I'm going to Note 7 mine. Mine's just going to lose battery.
Jared says he's trying to tone his butt, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, man, Paul said a hike. Oh, man. All right, you guys are getting out of control. Actually, I'm not going to lie, Paul. I thought the same thing. You're going to take a 4-hour hike.
Yeah, they posted a bunch of photos on Instagram, so they were...
Yes, they were really hiking it up. Just pouring sweat.
Jared suing pretzels.
Yeah.
Making them so donated.
I like that. These pretzels are making me so thirsty. I ran out of water. That's pretty good. Yeah, so I thought this was cool. It just is kind of another, I don't know, another example of like, that we live in the future, man. I mean, the next 20 years, you can be wearing a shirt that can charge your phone. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to wear that shirt for the next 6 months, and then all of a sudden the battery's going to get really low, and you're going to have to buy a new shirt. You know?
Yeah,
It's
it
gonna get like
doesn't charge as good as it used to. I've had this shirt for a while. It doesn't quite.
It's going to get like an update. And all of a sudden, it's gonna
Can
be
you
like
wash these clothes?
I would hope so. I think that's the plan. Yeah. I mean, God, I can't imagine it's a one-time use thing for like $1,000 shirt.
I'm just wondering. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like you need special. Like, I don't know if I can just throw this because it's got to have some sort of cord that comes out of it, right?
Yeah, and also thinking, I mean, the water part's really dangerous, but even the drying part, I would say, seems really dangerous too. Lamb, very good question. Don't have any of the answers. All right, next tech story. This one just baffles us. Please, somebody tell me that you're in on this because we're not. Atari. Wait, let me segue this. T-shirt, energy.
So you need power. So how are you going to power your new
Atari.
system?
Yeah, how are you going to power your new Atari with that T-shirt?
Jog around.
That's
jog while you play.
Yeah, that's right. So Atari is going to try and come out and rival all these new gaming. It's right next to it. Yeah. There it is. Atari's going to come out and try and rival all of the new gaming consoles comes out. Here's the.
Has anybody been like calling for another?
Joe's
system?
right, dude. Malfunction, massive burns on your chest. All of a sudden, the shirt's like electrocuting
Yeah.
you. Massive lawsuit. Boom, there it is. Everybody's complaining. He's like, oh, what a pussy, dude. He's got a little electrocution. Now he's suing.
My heart stopped.
Oh, yeah, I bet it wants a T-shirt. I mean, what do you...
Probably restarted with the T-shirt too.
That's right, dude. What do you expect? It's an electric T-shirt. So Atari's coming out with their own system, but me and Lamb are boggled. This is not even really a braggy story. We're just confused. The console is going to be, what, $375?
Yeah. $375 or $379. Now, let's be clear. This is a new system as well as an old system. Something to rival what's going on. It's going to have HDMI, Ethernet, USB. It's also going to have 4K graphics.
4K?
Yeah.
I don't even this is going to sound so stupid. I don't even remember what games are Atari because I don't know. Like
Atari's way before Nintendo.
No, I'm
like
saying,
you're talking like Frogger.
Frogger, okay.
Asteroids, Centipede, Space Invaders.
Isn't like the stupid like even
just
like,
one joystick with a button,
like
and I think a button on
just
the
like
bottom.
the ball bouncing back
Pong.
and forth, Pong, right? Like
Yeah.
Okay. So like
Yeah.
But there was like multiple versions of Pong and stuff like that, right? Okay. So why am I paying $375 for it though?
So apparently it's got 100 games included. Atari, and it says modern games. It doesn't specify. And then it also can act as a computer.
Wow, that just blew up. Somebody said if they have that ET game, don't DJ's in. Joe's got an original Atari, so he's not in. And Paul wants to know how we're going to upgrade Pong. So, Paul, you were right on with us here. Right, again, Paul, why am I paying $400 for Pong?
I love how they're showing them playing Centipede.
Yes. It's so junky. But apparently, Lamb said there's some thing in here that has like a basically a computer option, I guess is what you're saying.
Yeah, so you can plug in. It'll run Linux, but you can plug in
Linux.
But if you have a USB version of Windows, you can plug it in and run it off the USB.
It's like it just feels to me like they're so out of touch with what people want. I guarantee
it sounds so complicated and convoluted, even like at the base level.
For an Atari game, like I'm telling you right now, if you're even like moderately techie, you could buy all the Atari games or download them all for free on any site and put them onto a TV. Like honestly, like with any kind of technology, you could rip off every single Atari game forever. Why would I pay $400?
I'm going to show you this for $100 at GameStop. A retro PlayStation.
You can get a retro PlayStation for $100 and
a retro PlayStation, retro Super Nintendo, and a retro Sega Genesis, and we'll call it maybe a retro Nintendo. Probably all for under the price of
$400.
$400.
So I'm very confused. I'm not sure who their audience is. I'm not sure who they're going after. I'm not sure who they're trying to rival, and I'm not sure why the system is even going to impress anybody. And I'm not sure why the hell they think it costs $400. You have literally taken something that you've already invented. It costs you no money whatsoever, and you've put it into a junky device and given it to me, and now you want 10 times what it originally cost.
But it's got a new controller.
Right, the point said you can play them on your phone. You play every Atari game ever on your phone. Why would I give you $400? I actually don't understand. What we're gonna have to get somebody from Atari in here,
Yeah.
which is never gonna happen. But
Call them up. Be
call
like,
'em
guys, we got questions.
Yo, this is the 2 Dumb Idiots. We got serious questions.
Oh, we heard, guys. Yeah, we've been meaning
One
to get
of
a hold of you.
Our first question. Oh, got you.
Why is your system?
Yeah, welcome to the show. No, that's really not gonna wait a minute. We have a real quick question about your price tag.
Boo.
Yeah, how you like that? All right. Anyway, other tech story real quick. Let me segue.
I forget what the tech story is, so I can't segue for you.
I got you.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Okay, so
Speaking of junk and cleaning up the junk.
speaking of useless technology,
Well, this one might have a use.
I don't want it. All right, go ahead, give it to me.
Sam's Club getting robots.
Sam's Club's getting robots, and they're getting robot janitors. I'm saying if you're somebody that really, to your very core, believes that robots are taking over, this is scary news.
Yeah.
If you're like, yo, like they're already starting taking the bottom level jobs.
Well, yeah, of course
Next
they got
is, next is middle level.
Robots
job.
are like Drake.
Yeah,
They got to start at the bottom.
Degrassi style. I hope.
Yeah, we're at like Degrassi level Drake right now. Some people know about the robots.
Yeah.
And they're somewhere.
Yeah.
But they're not everywhere.
They're not everywhere yet. But the janitor thing is like kind of like just like a full walking Ramba, so I kind of get that anyway.
This is not the robot, by the way.
The robot looks
We
like
all
it
wish
broke
it
its
would.
fingers. Looks like it, yeah. Looks like somebody put his hands on wrong. Is what it looks
Yeah.
like to me. Yeah, deploying hundreds of robot scrubbers. So again, you gotta assume that's at least a couple hundred jobs, right?
Yeah, they said every Sam's Club is going to get one.
Yeah, it's like
I mean, it probably at first isn't losing anybody a job. It's probably just going to be like an extra thing, and there'll be people supervising and doing stuff. But pretty soon, if they work well, I would assume at least one person at every store is getting fired.
Yeah, Joe wants to know if the wages would be less than actually hiring a real employee. I would
They
say
said, yeah.
I would say for the first, I would say the initial cost, Joe. No, I would say whatever this robot's probably going to cost. I mean, I don't know if it says in here. My guess is
I didn't say how much, but it
20,000,
says
whatever, something. You know,
at where was it?
you scan, but
Cost effective. Yeah, it's ultimately more cost effective to automate than to staff up.
right. Well, that's my point. My point is this: if you bought a robot, let's say, I mean, it's a lot of money, but
Let's
I'm
say $100,000.
let's say $100,000. That's 3 staff, right? 3.5 staff, 4 staff, depending on what you're paying them. Maybe 4 staff for that. I don't even know. I'm just guessing.
$25,000. You think you're paying these people? I would say they're like 2 staff.
A janitor? You think you're paying a janitor $50,000?
By the time they pay benefits and all this stuff,
No,
full time, $40,000.
$50,000 is
Maybe $40,000. So I'm 2.5 people.
I don't know. I think a janitor's minimum wage. I'm just being honest with you. I don't know.
Yeah.
Unless Sam's Club is one of these places that like they're like Trader Joe's. They hire and they pay everybody $15 an hour, which might be
Maybe.
the case.
Yeah.
Because I think Sam's Clubs might be one of those places. I know Costco is, so probably Sam's Club is too. Bottom line,
They're also owned by Walmart, so maybe not.
maybe not. So let's settle on 3 employees. $100,000 for the robot. 3 employees. You lose $100,000 that year, and you feel like you had that. But then if that robot continues to work for 5 years, then it's definitely cost effective. I'm not anti it. How do you start to make up the difference? How do you start to employ people? How do you start to help people give
They
jobs?
did say that it would allow them to hire more front of house, like cashiers, those people, so without because they would actually be paying less for other things.
Yeah.
So they could budgetarily actually hire more people.
Oh, okay.
Just in the jobs that actually serve
People.
people.
Yeah. Well, that sounds more like a trickle down effect
Yeah,
to me. But
I
just being
know.
honest.
But they said some of these Walmarts have scanning robots that scan the shelves to restock.
Paul, what are you laughing at over here? I don't know. I don't even know if we said anything funny. But Paul said he's seen the floor scrubber at Walmart already, so see, he's already on top of
Maybe
it.
that's what he's laughing at
Maybe.
when he saw him.
Walmart has more self-checkout open than actual registers. Yeah, that's actually a fact.
You know how we feel about self-checkout around here.
We're anti-self-checkout. Okay, so we just thought that was interesting. Like I said, I don't know if I am apprehensive about the robot thing. I am apprehensive about people getting all the jobs stolen by some scrubbing robots. But I do understand as a company why it would be a better serve. So, Shit. What time is it right now? 5, 6. Do you want to do your tennis? You want to do a petty story? What do you want to do?
I think we can do this tennis one real quick.
Yeah, let's do tennis real quick. We don't need a sports ball for that. But Lamb did show me this video, and there was a couple things about it that were kind of quirky and funny, so we're going to roll through it here real quick.
All right. Make sure we get you guys.
Lamb wants the sound for you guys on this one. Can you max screen that one? You guys?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's coming, buddy.
Cool. You sound like a bird. Okay, so
That's gone over.
all the yelling and stuff is very cool, but watch the replay on what this
Just
ball
incredible.
does.
That is extraordinary.
That is.
When your luck's in, your luck's in.
So Lamb showed me the story because the ball tipping on the net is really interesting, but Lamb did have to comment on the ridiculous sound coming out of the women's mouth.
And my bigger issue is because it's an empty stadium. Everything like reverberates.
Woo!
So it's like, yeah, it's like this. It sounds like she's just like yelling into an echo chamber.
Yes, I know.
Like you're like echo, echo, echo.
But I did tell Lamb this
Hello,
off air.
hello, hello.
I think the only my guess is I think this is actually like a taught thing now. It's like MMA where like you see people boxing, even in like a real fight, you hear people making the mouth noises. I think that is taught because it's a form. Like when I first learned to work out, my dad used to say, breathe in on the way down, exhale on the way out. I assume it's kind of like a, kind of like reminding you to exhale as you're hitting and then putting all your oomph in there. That's
putting her own little stamp on it.
I guess that's my only real guess, but it does, like you said, in an empty stadium, it is, honestly, I'm not trying to be rude, it would be almost impossible to sit through. I don't think I can sit through 4 hours of that.
Watching that on TV, they need to drop that volume down a little on the TV.
I'm gonna start doing that after I say really good things on the show.
All right, so we won't hear it, folks. Don't worry.
Hey, woo!
Copyright.
I just like the copyright button. All right, let's go ahead and wrap it up, man. I'm going to move on to the segment that I love to end the show on. Every now and again, I see a petty story that I got to cover. This one today gave me a real chuckle, so I will share it with you guys here. Let me go ahead and drop the bomb here because I like pressing buttons. Sorry, guys.
Petty story of the week.
Yeah, let me give y'all petty story of the week. This story kind of sounds like something you would see in a movie, which is why I like it so much. So there's a couple, and they live in an apartment block, and they said that, occasionally have new people move in and out. They said that yesterday they had a new resident. I'm not sure why it's important to note the description of the resident, but they said that they were a short, red-haired lady who, through dwarfism and food, managed to be as wide as she was tall. I don't know why that's important, but it does make me chuckle that they described it that way. She said her boyfriend, very pleasant human being, greeted her with a nod, said hello. He said he started to say welcome to the building and was cut off with, be quiet, I don't know you. She said, shut up, I don't know you, and continued to walk through. She said, okie dokie, I guess not the social type. And she said, well, I guess we kind of joked to each other, we won't be talking to this lady then. She said, then they were returning from grocery shopping today, and they saw that the lady was sitting there at the front door with a paper clip trying to pick the lock into the front door. Apparently she had been in a while because she couldn't open the door, and a patrol car had stopped, and an officer was talking to her, asking her what was going on. I guess she was trying to explain to the officer that she couldn't get in. She forgot to left her keys. The officer asked her why she was breaking in. When she responded, she lived here. She turned to look at us, and she said, they know me. The boyfriend smiled immediately and said, I don't know you. She said, we entered the building. The officer asked us again to confirm, and the boyfriend repeated, I'm sorry, we just don't know her. They walked away. Apparently, he said they went on for like 3 hours, the officer out there yelling. I love the idea of being like able to immediately use those words back on somebody, this really gave me a chuckle. They know me. Sorry, we don't know you. And just keep walking.
That is a Seinfeld episode and a half.
That's what I said. It felt like something out of like a movie or a TV show. It really did. Like that lady turned around and was like, shut up, I don't know you, and just keep walking. And then it like a day later backfire and blow up in her face. I love it. I just love it. So that's what we're gonna end today's show on, guys. Today's show very, very different than everything else we do. We thought we'd just blast you guys with some interesting articles and have some fun talking to you guys. We love the discussion. We love the chat. You guys always had a whole new element to the show, which is my favorite. Next week, we have anything we really want to get into? We might get into one discussion of unwritten rules. It's something we have talked about. There's a lot of stories right now that we wanted to get into, but they're all kind of segmented. So we want to do a discussion on unwritten rules and have some fun with it, especially sports. I mean, there are unwritten rules and other things, but especially in sports, there tends to be a lot of unwritten rules.
Like teaching, like I'm not allowed to punch the kids.
Does it say punch in the handbook? No.
Doesn't say I can't.
Yeah, right. Doesn't say I can't. Anyway, Paul with a big shout out there too. If you guys have Amazon Prime, if you link it to Twitch, you guys can give us a free subscription, and which helps us out. Other than that, if you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that follow button so you guys can be notified when we start the show. Other than that, man, we will see you guys Monday. Enjoy your weekends, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Monday, we will have some fun discussions, and the weekend always gives us great material. So stay posted for that. Once again, I'm Nick.
I'm Kevin.
And we are the Two Dumb Idiots. Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out. We will be here Monday. Love you guys.
Woo.
Yeah, I mean, I've been called dumb once or twice.
There it is. There it is. Yo, we should start doing that in UFC. You're the other player, like, yo, for real, knock it off, dude.
The guy just gets so frustrated.
Yeah.
He's like, what? And then you punch him right in the face.
I can't focus for all the woos.
What are they supposed to do with this?
Shut up, Paul Garrett. Hey, guys, thanks for following us along. Another good clip here. Make sure to catch us out on Twitch and hit that subscribe button right here.